Hello, Aries. It's Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot, and it's time for another tarot reading. This time we're using the Awakened Tarot. I am going to go ahead and give the deck a really good shuffle for you, and I'll meet you on the other side for your tarot reading. Okay, so we have Judgment, Queen of Swords, the Lovers, and the Princess of Cups. The first thing I'm noticing off the bat here, and you can't see it really well the way I have the camera angled, but you've got a very periwinkle blue sort of theme happening here with these cards. And depending on the artwork and the artist on a particular deck, you know, the artwork can be very telling, or the mood of a deck can be very telling. So this is this kind of watery, airy sort of influence, which is interesting for you, Aries. You're usually pretty fiery and gung-ho. And the first card we have here, which I interpret as the energy you're at, or the energy you're bringing, or the place you're at as we start. It's the Page of Cups. Cups are, of course, emotions, or sort of emotional body, our emotional space. And I typically interpret princess or pages as messengers, a time when messages and information is coming in about emotions. So especially for single people and people who are looking for relationships, this could be a time when, you know, if you're on dating apps, you're getting a lot of messages coming in, or there's a lot of, you know, winks or nudges, or however that works, messages back and forth, meeting new people that way. If you're not really looking for a relationship or on the dating apps, this could be a time when you're involved with maybe more of a spiritual endeavor, because cups can also indicate spiritual, your spiritual life, your inner life, and how you connect spiritually to other spiritually minded people, people on a spiritual journey. Like if church might be how you approach it, or other spiritual groups. Church might not be how you phrase it or term it, but it's other spiritually minded folks. So you could be joining other groups, or getting information, or exchanging information in that way. Or for some folks, probably not many, but for some, this could be a sort of 12-step situation. Sometimes cups refer to therapy and getting in touch, or healing sort of emotional wounds, and cups can be associated with addictions in its, you know, extreme form. So this could be getting information, or joining groups, making connections with 12-step programs or therapy groups, that sort of thing. But I think possibly for more people who, for more Aries that are watching this, there seems to be more of an element of making perhaps personal connections, possibly romantic connections, because of course we're kind of moving down towards a path towards the Lover's card. That's not necessarily a romantic relationship, but we'll go through the rest of the reading and see how how it unfolds as we move on. The next card we have here is Judgment. Let's see if we can get it in focus without, without glare. So Judgment is typically a card about releasing yourself from kind of restrictions, from being bound to a certain sort of expectation of yourself. A lot of times this can be connected to forgiving yourself. Certainly at some points in our lives, we have expectations of ourselves when we want to reach a goal, or when we reach a certain milestone, say a birthday, or we want to reach a certain career milestone by a certain birthday, or we want to have certain, a family by a certain date, or something like that. And sometimes life doesn't always go to plan, and we can be disappointed in ourselves if our plans for our lives don't unfurl the way we expect them to. I often see this card come up when it's time to let go of the expectations we had for our lives, or when it's time to forgive ourselves for not reaching the milestones in the time frame that we expected to, or maybe taking a detour from the life we had intended, or making a career shift, even if we've put a lot of time and effort, maybe even money or education into one career path, and it's time to, it just didn't pay off, or it turns out that wasn't interesting to us. It can be time to move down another path, and not beat ourselves up about it, to give ourselves the freedom to make another choice that's lighter and maybe more joyful. Sometimes this comes up with relationships, when a relationship has run its course, and it can be disappointing to leave a relationship, or to know that you've done all you can, but there's nothing left to do to salvage a relationship, or even if you intended for something to go a certain way, sometimes the best thing to do is to release it, and release yourself, and forgive others, that place. So this Judgment card could be coming up at a time when you need to forgive yourself, or possibly you need to forgive somebody else, or both. And give yourself space, give yourself freedom, and lighten the load, as it were. So I think you get the idea on that one. Where this forgiveness, or where this sort of release, or relief from restriction is happening may be different for different Aries watching this video, but I'm sure where it happens, for you, you will know. Now, in the center, or in the middle, what's coming next here, we have the Queen of Swords. Now, this could refer to you. This could be an aspect of you. But I would think that this might be someone outside of you, maybe a friend, a sister, a boss, a colleague. But this could also be like a lawyer on your behalf, a boss, an agent, someone on your behalf who could be going through, who could be speaking on your behalf, who could be giving you advice, who could be going through a contract on your behalf. The Queen of Swords is usually someone who is associated with getting to the heart of a matter in terms of communication. She is good at clarity. She is good at decision making. She is good at speaking in clear terms. So that's why I think she may be someone like a lawyer, or a litigator, or someone who may be hammering out a contract. So there may be a contract involved with, this, whatever this sort of, sorry about the glare, the release or whatever you're leaving behind in this piece. She could be helping you with that piece, renegotiating a contract or helping you get out of a contract or giving you advice. This could even be, like for those of you who may be leaving a relationship, she could be like your sister. She might give you a place to stay or advice on how to get out of it. For folks who are leaving a job, this could even be a mentor or a new boss, something like that, or an agent who has a new job for you or something else lined up for you, a better opportunity that feels like, hallelujah, I can get out of this other thing and go to a new job. But this does, whatever this is, whoever this is to you, it feels like she brings you relief. She brings you some common sense. She brings you clarity. And she helps, bring peace of mind. She kind of boosts whatever is going on here. She kind of supports this situation. And finally, we have the Lover's card. Now, this can be interpreted a couple ways. So I'm going to toss out another couple of ways this could go to. So obviously for some people, this could be a new relationship. The Lovers can refer to romantic relationships, partnerships, and it would be the kind of a situation where you may have a choice between possibly two people. And this would be the kind of thing where the choice that you make kind of affects the person you become. Who we align ourselves with in our relationships really often affects the person who we become in our own life. Just like in high school where we could align ourselves with the kids who were, maybe smoking under the bleachers and, the bad kids or the kids who were getting their homework done and doing their extra credit and planning for college, the kids who you align yourself with kind of helped, choose your path, right? Well, it's the same thing at any point in life, and especially with romantic relationships. There can be the person who's like you're really magnetically attracted to, or there can be the person who's is stable and maybe less magnetic, but treats you better and remembers your birthday and significant events, or that kind of a thing. So this card could be pointing to a choice you have in relationships, but this could be another kind of a situation that has to do more with contracts. The Lover's card, in that it is about choices, could be speaking to making sure that when you enter into a contract with another person or possibly another entity, you understand what you are bringing to the contract, what you are receiving, that you are on the same page with whoever or whatever you are negotiating with, and that you are getting, or you're going to get out of it what you think you're going to get out of it. Because sometimes, when we go into a relationship, sometimes we can make assumptions, and that's where we can get ourselves into a little bit of trouble if we make assumptions that a potential partner wants the same thing that we want, or whenever we assume, we get into problems, right? So whether or not this is actually about a romantic relationship, this could also be about contracts generally. So especially if you're looking for like Let's see if I can get these all together. No, I can't. I don't have enough space. But especially if this is like an agent with a career, a new job lined up for you. This could be indicating, just make sure that your contracts, you understand that what you're signing up for, what you're committing to in your contracts. And that's just good advice, whether it's a job or a relationship or whatever. So, to summarize, Aries, it looks like we've got some information or messages coming in. For some of you, it's likely to be about relationships, possibly dating or taking a relationship to the next level. It could be a new chapter with regard to relationships or taking a relationship to the next level. For some of you, it may be spiritual or about emotional healing. And that could be related to this release situation, being released from a sense of bondage, maybe a job or a career path or a living situation or even a relationship that felt where maybe you felt trapped or stuck or just wasn't working for you. You're about to release yourself from being stuck in this thing that you might have put a lot of work into, or you might have been rather attached to a particular outcome, but you're going to give yourself the freedom to let it go and move on. There's likely to be a person, possibly a woman, maybe a Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, maybe someone like an agent or a wise sister or a boss or a friend who has some counsel or might speak on your behalf. Could be a litigator or a counselor, a boss who has some information, a contract, might speak on your behalf or just give you good information about the next steps for you, how to put this situation into the past, and ways to move forward, possibly with a job or a new living situation, or to help you get out of a contract or get into a new contract. And speaking of contracts, whether you enter into a new contract with a particular person or an entity, make sure that you're understanding the contract that you're agreeing to, that you're bringing your full self into it, you're making good, healthy choices, that you're participating fully in the negotiation, that you understand what you're going to be responsible for, and that you understand what you will be getting out of that partnership. So, Aries, wow, that looks like a very a new cycle that requires a healthy amount of responsibility, but I know you can handle it. I hope this gives you some inspiration. I hope this gives you some validation and also some self-forgiveness, some self-compassion. If you'd like to share with me what's going on with you, I'd love to hear in the comments how any of these cards resonate with you. It's always interesting to see how it resonates with different people. But in any case, thank you so much for dropping by, and thanks for the likes and the shares. In any case, please take good care. Until next time, bye for now.